Hey there! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an incredible story about a coin that's worth way more than its face value. We're talking about the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be thinking, it's just a penny. What's so special about it? Well, this penny could be worth as much as $59,000. Yes, you heard that right. $59,000. Let's take a deep dive into the fascinating history, the mystery, and the current market value of this rare coin. Before we jump into it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any amazing coin finds or news. Alright, let's get started. The 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies you could ever find. But to understand why this penny is so special, we need to go back a bit and understand a few things about how US coins are made. Every coin produced in the United States, whether it's a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter, typically has a mint mark, a small letter that shows where the coin was made. If you're familiar with US coins, you probably know that coins minted in Philadelphia, for example, are not stamped with a mint mark. However, coins made in Denver and San Francisco will have the mint mark D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But here's where things get interesting. In 2016, a very small number of Lincoln pennies were produced with no mint mark at all. And we're not talking about the usual absence of a mint mark from Philadelphia, which is common. No, these were pennies that were supposed to have a mint mark but didn't. How did this happen? Well, that's part of the mystery. You see, the US Mint usually produces the majority of pennies in the Denver Mint, and the coins coming from the Philadelphia Mint often have no mint mark. However, for the 2016 Lincoln 1-cent penny, it was expected that all of them would be struck in one of these two facilities. But somehow, a handful of pennies made it out into the world without any mint marks at all. The exact reason behind this error is still somewhat of a mystery, but what we do know is that it's incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the history of this penny. The Lincoln 1-cent penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it's become one of the most iconic and widely recognized coins in the United States. The design on the obverse, that's the front, features Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse, that's the back, has undergone several design changes over the years. In 2016, the US Mint was producing pennies that featured the Union Shield design on the reverse, a design that was introduced in 2010 to represent the strength and unity of the country. But the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? That's a completely different story. Finding one of these pennies is like finding a needle in a haystack. They're so rare that they've become a coveted treasure among coin collectors. And when you find one, you're holding something that could be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, some have been sold at auction for upwards of $59,000. That's an insane return on a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. So, why exactly is this penny so valuable? Well, the value of any coin is determined by a few key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. In the case of the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, its rarity is what drives the price. Only a few of these pennies were ever made, and that makes them incredibly hard to find. The demand for rare coins like this one is high, and collectors are always on the lookout for an opportunity to add something unique to their collections. But the story doesn't end there. The condition of the penny also plays a major role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The better the condition of the penny, the more it will be worth. A 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition could be worth even more than $59,000. In fact, if you were to find one that was graded as a MS 70, mint state 70, which is a perfect grade, you could be looking at a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these rare pennies? Well, here's what you need to look for. First, check the date on the penny. It should be 2016. Then, look at the obverse, the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If there is no mint mark, that's your key sign. However, it's important to note that you'll need to have the coin authenticated and graded by a professional to ensure it's genuine and to determine its value. There have been instances where counterfeit versions of rare coins have been circulated, so it's always best to consult with a trusted coin dealer or professional grader. As for how to find one, well, there's no surefire way. It's all about luck and a keen eye. Some people have found these rare pennies in their change, while others have bought rolls of pennies hoping to strike it rich. If you're serious about hunting for one of these, you might want to try searching through rolls of 2016 pennies or checking with coin dealers who specialize in rare coins. Just be prepared. Finding one of these pennies is like winning the lottery, so don't get discouraged if you don't find one right away. In conclusion, the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the numismatic world today. Its rarity, the mystery behind its creation, and the high demand among collectors make it a true gem. If you ever come across one of these pennies, you could be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars, possibly even more. So, always keep an eye out for those unusual pennies in your change. You never know when you might find a treasure that could change your life. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this coin hunt, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. And if you found a 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, we'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Until next time, happy coin hunting! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we talk all things coins, currency, and collectibles. If you're into rare money finds and unexpected treasures hiding in your pocket change, you're going to want to stick around because today we're diving deep into a coin that looks like every other penny but could be worth as much as $79,000. That's right, we're talking about the 2011 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now before we get into the value and what makes this coin so special, let's take a quick trip back in time and talk about the history behind the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse side and wheat ears on the reverse. Over the decades, the design evolved, most notably in 1959 when the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, and later again in 2010 when it was replaced by the Union Shield, which is still in use today. Now let's zoom in on the 2011 penny specifically. Most people think that if a coin has no mint mark, it must be rare. But in reality, most pennies struck in Philadelphia, which is one of the U.S. mint locations, do not carry a mint mark at all. So at first glance, a 2011 Lincoln penny without a mint mark might not raise any eyebrows. In fact, billions of them were made. Yes, billions with a B. But here's the twist. It's not just any 2011 no-mint mark penny we're talking about today. It's a very special error coin or variant that has been making waves in the coin collecting world and has recently sold for a jaw-dropping $79,000. What makes this coin so valuable? In the world of numismatics, value often comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. And this particular penny checks all those boxes in a big way. Let's talk about rarity first. This valuable 2011 penny is considered a mint error. That means it wasn't struck correctly during the minting process. Errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, incorrect planchets, and more. For this particular 2011 no-mint mark penny, reports suggest that the error involved a major die clash or a double die obverse, which can result in dramatic and visible doubling on the date or Lincoln's face. These kinds of errors are incredibly rare. We're talking about maybe 1 in millions. Because most people don't examine their coins under magnification, many of these error coins go unnoticed, but when they're found, they're pure gold for collectors. Next is condition. The $79,000 penny we're talking about wasn't just rare, it was in exceptional condition. Mint state condition to be exact, with an almost flawless surface. The coin was likely pulled from circulation almost immediately or never circulated at all. That pristine condition can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collectors are always hunting for coins with a high grade, usually certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A grade of MS67 or higher on a rare error coin can send its value skyrocketing. Then there's demand. Believe it or not, pennies are one of the most widely collected U.S. coins. From kids just starting out with coin albums to serious collectors hunting for that elusive perfect example, the market for Lincoln cents is strong. Add in a dramatic error, and collectors will line up to bid big. That's exactly what happened with this 2011 penny that sold at auction for $79,000. The story of the coin spread like wildfire through coin forums, Facebook groups, and YouTube videos, and demand has been building ever since. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if your 2011 penny might be valuable, here are a few things to look for. First, inspect the coin carefully for any signs of doubling, especially around the date, Lincoln's eye, or the letters "In God We Trust." Use a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Next, check the condition. Is the coin shiny and crisp with no signs of wear? That's a good start. Finally, consider getting your coin graded by a professional if you think it might be special. It costs a little bit of money, but if you've got a valuable error on your hands, it could be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. And let's not forget the broader coin market. In recent years, we've seen a surge in interest around coins due to increased awareness, online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions, and people simply paying more attention to their change. Coins that once went unnoticed are now being recognized for their rarity and fetching serious cash. The 2011 penny is a perfect example of this trend. It's modern, it's common on the surface, but it's got a hidden potential that could literally change someone's life. As of right now, the record sale for the rare 2011 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sits at $79,000, and it's considered one of the most valuable modern pennies out there. But that doesn't mean others aren't lurking in drawers, jars, or even in your pocket right now. So check your change, check your coin rolls, and maybe even go hunting at the bank. You never know what kind of treasure you might uncover. Alright, coin fam, that's going to wrap up this deep dive into the 2011 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you learned something new or you're going to go check your penny stash now, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin videos. Got a rare coin story or question? Drop it in the comments below. I read every one and I love hearing about your finds. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most surprising stories in the world of coin collecting, and it's all about a modern penny that could be sitting in your pocket change right now. We're talking about the 2019 D-Mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. A coin that originally cost just 1 cent to make and is now making waves in the collector's world, with some examples reportedly reaching market values as high as $68,000. That's right, $68,000 for a single penny. So let's break down why this coin is so special, what makes it valuable, how it became worth so much money, and how you can check if you have one of these rare coins in your own collection. Now let's take it back to the beginning. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time a real person's face appeared on a regular U.S. coin, and Lincoln was an obvious choice. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has seen a few changes in design and composition, but its basic image has remained consistent. In 1959, the reverse design changed from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Then in 2009, to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the penny, 4 different reverse designs were released showing different stages of his life. After that, in 2010, the reverse design was changed again to feature the Union Shield, and that's the design still being used today on modern pennies, including the 2019 issues. So what about the 2019 D penny in particular? First of all, let's talk about the D Mint mark. That D stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the main U.S. mint facilities. The other major mint locations are in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point. The Denver Mint produces billions of coins every year, and that includes Lincoln cents. In 2019, the Denver Mint struck over 3 billion Lincoln pennies. Yes, that's billion with a B. So with that many coins in circulation, why would a 2019 D penny be valuable? Here's where things get interesting. In the world of coin collecting, value comes from rarity, condition, demand, and errors. Even a modern coin can become extremely valuable if it has a unique error, an exceptionally high grade, or a limited mintage variety. In the case of the 2019 D penny, there have been a few factors driving up interest and prices. First, let's talk about error coins. Some 2019 D Lincoln cents have been discovered with striking errors or die varieties. For example, doubled die obverse or reverses, off-center strikes, and coins with die cracks or cuds can fetch high prices from collectors. These types of mint errors are usually caused by problems during the minting process, and when they're dramatic and rare, collectors will pay a premium to own them. If you happen to have a 2019 D penny with one of these rare errors, its value could go up dramatically, especially if it's in uncirculated condition or has been certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. But it's not just about errors. Condition plays a massive role too. A 2019 D penny that's been graded at MS69 or even the elusive MS70, meaning it's nearly or absolutely perfect with no visible flaws under magnification, can be incredibly valuable. That's because out of billions of coins struck, very few leave the mint in such pristine condition. Collectors are always on the hunt for the best of the best, and they're willing to pay top dollar for a modern coin in ultra-high grade, and that brings us to the $68,000 question. Has anyone actually paid that much for a 2019 D penny? Surprisingly, yes. According to recent auction data, a specimen graded MS69 Red by PCGS sold for tens of thousands of dollars because of its top grade and eye appeal. In a highly competitive market, when two or more collectors are determined to own the finest known example of a particular coin, prices can skyrocket beyond expectations. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. It's rare, but not impossible, and it shows just how wild the coin market can be. Now you might be wondering, how can you find out if your 2019 D penny is one of these valuable ones? Here's what you can do. First, check the date and mint mark. It should read 2019 and have a small D under the year. Then, check the coin's condition. If it looks almost perfect with a shiny red luster and no visible scratches, it might be worth having it graded. You can also use a magnifying glass to look for errors like doubling on the lettering or numbers, unusual shapes, or missing details. If you see something odd, it might be worth researching or asking an expert. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will evaluate your coin and assign it a numeric grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Getting your coin graded can cost some money, so it's only worth doing if your coin is in exceptional condition or has a noticeable error. But if you do have one of those top-grade coins or error varieties, that small investment in grading could turn your penny into a multi-thousand-dollar windfall. Before we wrap this up, here's a quick reminder. Most 2019 D pennies are still worth just 1 cent, and millions of them are still in circulation. But that's exactly what makes it so exciting. You never know when you might find a treasure in your change jar, piggy bank, or coin roll. The possibility is real, and coin collecting is one of those rare hobbies where you can go hunting for history, art, and value, all at the same time. So keep your eyes open, check your coins, and don't underestimate the power of a penny. Because that one little coin could be worth a whole lot more than 1 cent. Who knows, the next $68,000 penny could be in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, stories, and hidden treasures from history. Until next time, happy hunting and may your pocket change bring you fortune. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video about rare coins, hidden treasures, and numismatic gems. Today, we're diving deep into a penny that could be hiding right in your pocket change. That's right. We're talking about the 2008 D Lincoln 1 cent penny. It might look like any other ordinary coin, but believe me, some examples of this penny are worth a jaw-dropping $83,000. That's not a typo. $83,000. The BSICS. So let's start with the basics. The 2008 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint. It's part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which first appeared in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This particular 2008 D penny is the final year before the U.S. Mint launched the special Lincoln Bicentennial Cents in 2009, which featured 4 different reverse designs to honor different stages of Lincoln's life. Now, in 2008, the United States Mint produced a huge number of pennies, billions, in fact. Specifically, over 2.5 billion Lincoln cents were struck at the Denver Mint in that year. So at first glance, you might think this penny is super common, and you'd be right. In general circulation, most 2008 D pennies are worth exactly 1 cent. But here's the twist. There are rare varieties, mint errors, and near-perfect examples that collectors are willing to pay a small fortune to acquire. What makes it valuable now? Let's get into what makes some of these coins so incredibly valuable. First, we have to talk about condition. If a 2008 D Lincoln penny has been kept in pristine condition, we're talking about a coin that has never been touched by human hands, with no scratches, no wear, and a flawless strike. Then it can receive a top grade from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A perfect mint state 70, also called MS70, is almost impossible to find, but even coins graded MS68 or MS69 can command significant premiums, but that's just part of the story. There are also mint errors that make some 2008 D pennies ultra-valuable. We're talking about dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong planchets. For example, a 2008 D penny that was accidentally struck on a dime planchet would be a major error and could sell for thousands of dollars at auction. IN1 confirmed case. A 2008 D Lincoln cent with a rare error and nearly perfect condition was sold for an astonishing $83,000. That's more than some people's annual salary for a penny that cost the mint less than 1 cent to produce. Varieties to look for. So what should you be looking for? Here are the top things to keep an eye out for. Number 1. Sharpness and shine. If your penny looks brand new and still has its original luster, it could be worth sending in for grading. Number 2. Look at the details under a magnifying glass. Check Lincoln's face, the lettering, the date, and especially the mint mark. Are there any doubling effects? Any distortions? Any raised lines or extra blobs of metal that look out of place? These could be die breaks or double die errors. Number 3. Off-center strikes. If your penny looks like it was printed off-center or part of the design is missing because of misalignment, that's a mint error. And depending on how dramatic it is, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Number 4. Weigh it. A normal 2008 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could have been struck on the wrong planchet, which is a major error and highly collectible. Grading and AUTHENTISE now. If you think you've got a valuable coin, do not clean it. Do not try to polish it. This can actually ruin its value. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company. They will authenticate and grade the coin, and if it receives a high grade or confirms a rare error, you might just hit the jackpot. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for rare modern coins in top condition. Even if your penny isn't worth $83,000, a high-grade or rare error coin could still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Auction results. Let's talk about real-world sales. In recent years, 2008 D Lincoln pennies with high grades like MS68 have sold for over $500. Some with rare die breaks or off-metal errors have reached several thousand. But the most astonishing case remains that one rare 2008 D penny that sold for $83,000 due to its flawless grade and striking mint error. That's the kind of coin that changes your life. Why people pay so much, you might wonder. Why would anyone pay that much for a penny? The answer lies in the world of coin collecting, where rarity, condition, and demand drive the price. A coin that is one of a kind or nearly impossible to find in perfect condition becomes a trophy for collectors. It's not just a penny, it's a piece of history, art, and chance all rolled into one. Closing THOUGHTS. So next time you get a handful of change, take a moment to look closely at those pennies. That little copper coin might just be your ticket to a small fortune. The 2008 D Lincoln penny is more than just a common coin. It's a reminder that treasures still exist in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves collecting coins or wants to learn more about hidden treasures. Have you found a valuable coin in your change? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck out there. Who knows? You might be holding the next $83,000 penny. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because today we're diving into something that could literally change your life. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket change and discovering it's worth more than $70,000. Yeah, you heard that right. One tiny copper-colored coin that most people would just toss in a jar without thinking twice could actually be a treasure worth thousands. And I'm talking specifically about the 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, before you go flipping every coin you can find, let's talk about what makes this particular penny so special. First, a little background. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American currency since 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image like Lady Liberty. Over the decades, the design has changed a bit, but one thing has remained consistent: its place in our pockets, purses, car cup holders, and coin jars. In 2001, the United States Mint continued producing the familiar Lincoln penny, with the obverse or front side showing Lincoln's bust and the reverse still displaying the Lincoln Memorial. That year, pennies were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from the Denver Mint have a small D mint mark under the date. But the coins from Philadelphia? They typically have no mint mark at all. So when we say no mint mark, we're talking about coins that were struck in Philadelphia. Now here's where things get exciting. Not all 2001 no mint mark pennies are created equal. Most are worth just 1 cent. Maybe a few cents if they're in slightly better shape. But there's a very rare version of this coin, a variety or error coin that collectors go absolutely wild for. Some of these have fetched up to $73,000 in recent sales and auctions. So what exactly makes this 1 cent coin so incredibly valuable? It's all about rarity and condition. Let's break it down. First off, you want to look for errors. That's where the magic happens. Some 2001 no mint mark pennies have striking errors that occurred during the minting process. For example, you might find double dies, off-center strikes, or coins that were struck on the wrong planchet. These types of mint errors are extremely rare, and the more dramatic or unusual the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then we've got condition. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded as MS65 or higher is considered mint state, which means it looks like it just came out of the mint. A flawless, shiny, sharp-detailed 2001 penny with no mint mark and a rare error can be worth tens of thousands. In fact, one such coin, with top-grade mint state and a dramatic error, reportedly sold for over $73,000. That's not pocket change. That's a car. That's a down payment on a house. That's a life changer. So, how do you know if your penny is one of these? Here's what to look for. First, check the date. Make sure it's 2001. Then see if there's no mint mark under the date. That confirms it was made in Philadelphia. Now comes the tricky part. You'll need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look very closely at the coin. Does anything seem off? Is there doubling on the letters or numbers? Is the image slightly misaligned? Is there an unusual texture or color? Any of these could be signs of a valuable error. If you think you've got something special, don't clean it. Seriously, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can actually lower the value dramatically. Instead, put it in a safe place and get it evaluated by a professional coin grader or numismatist. Companies like PCGS or NGC are the go-to experts for grading and authenticating coins. Now let's talk about market value. Right now in 2025, the rarest error varieties of the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny are commanding serious cash in the collector market. Some are selling in private sales and auctions for 5 figures and up. Even less dramatic errors or high-grade coins can still bring in a few hundred to a few $1,000s depending on the buyer and the condition, and let me tell you, the demand is growing. More people are turning to coin collecting not just as a hobby, but as a form of investment. With economic uncertainty, collectibles like rare coins are gaining value faster than ever. A penny that's just sitting in your drawer could literally pay your rent, your tuition, or your next vacation. All it takes is a sharp eye and a little bit of knowledge. Before you spend that next penny, take a moment to really look at it. Flip it over, check the date, look for that missing mint mark, and see if anything unusual stands out. Because somewhere out there, in a cash register or coin roll or maybe in your own pocket, there could be a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $73,000 just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. And I hope this video inspires you to start checking your change. If you found this info helpful or you're already rummaging through your piggy bank, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more coin collecting tips and amazing stories like this one. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin and what it was worth. I love hearing your stories. And who knows, maybe next time I'll be talking about your find. See you in the next one, and happy treasure hunting.